Look at this jacket. Look at that thing. This will be my first ever sip of the Broncos country beer. This is a iconic moment in history.
Wow. And?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's nice. That'll do.
It's grown on me quite nicely since I've been sipping on this through now 2 live shows.
Shout out to Breck Brew for hooking us up with these jackets, because I already know you guys are going to ask where we got them. But going to have to come steal them from us if you want them.
Don't do that. Don't do it.
I mean,
don't do it.
I guess I can always be bought.
True. Or you could win enough money with our bets to just create a custom one.
Where'd you get that? It's one of one. Not really, but close.
I've got a source, fam.
Yeah, we got people. Yeah. Broncos. Dude, how about the field goals?
What? That was so exciting. And we wouldn't have hit the under on the shortest field goal if not for them shanking what we thought was going to be our long field goal prop. That hits the post. We're really disappointed. But a penalty, as was the theme for the entire game, a penalty prolonged the drive for the Jets, forcing them into the short field goal. That was truly like apt football analysis applied to betting props. As proud as I've been about any bet we've made.
We couldn't have been more right.
It was genius. And the game won on a Brandon McManus long field goal. I mean, technically speaking.
Yeah. BMAC was dialed.
Bro.
He's been dialed.
Yeah.
Good for him. I'm happy for him. He's struggled with 50 plus in his career a little bit.
Some of these vets are coming along. McManus was money. Bulls has been, all credit to him. Jewel was insane. Yeah. And Shelby, I was talking to producer Kale off air. Shelby Harris is just a bench pressing guards off him.
That's awesome.
He is dominating, man. He's so fun to watch right now.
It's too bad he's up there in age and he's never going to probably get the contract he deserves.
So close last year, too.
I know. Bradley Chubb. I mean, we could gush for hours. We also got the Brett Rippon over on completions.
So nice.
Barely. How do they do it? How do they do it?
Crazy.
18 and a half. He throws 19. When he threw the 2 picks, I'm like, oh, my God, this might not hit. Because he was at 17 when he started throwing the pick. So I was like, no way.
Could you imagine if he hadn't and we were invested in those really controversial late 4th down throws?
Oh, my God. Well, he wasn't even trying to complete that.
That would have been fun to be invested in. I was so bummed Darnold didn't get me that interception. There were a couple times at the end of that where it should have been picked, but it just gets tipped. And my safety only had one chance. It was the Broncos. I guess their very first drive, they're pinned within their own 10, but Melvin Gordon got him out of there.
Dude, do you know how worried I was after Jerry Jeudy got his first touchdown that he was going to get a second one and I had talked you off of the 2 touchdowns?
You and me both. I almost sent an angry text to you then, but then I was like, no, chill out.
Because they were on the 5 at one point and they lined up in trips with Jeudy at the kind of the peak of the trips formation. And I was like, oh no, they're isolating him. I was like, this is it's about to happen. I told everyone at the bar, I was like, I'm going to feel terrible. Thankfully. Well, I guess thankfully.
How weird was it? Did you get in on the wacky under, the 29? It was so weird watching a Broncos game where they just obliterated that so quickly.
I couldn't believe it.
They couldn't be stopped.
When I saw Sam Darnold score on that first one, I was like, oh, that's dead.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is about to be a sack, 3 and out, and then he scored. I was like, oh, okay, so it's one of these. That's fine. And I started rooting for all the other ones. There was a guy at the bar who had the under, and of course the over hits on us getting our field goal, right?
Right.
So we lost the under, won the field goal, and I was like trying to explain it to this guy, and he was just like, well, now you owe me a shot because I lost the under and you won that one. I was like, yeah, but I also lost the under. Now I'm just even. But I bought him a shot anyway.
Nice. You called it all along earlier in the week. Defenses would be...
Did I call something about
points being
scored?
The over. I'm almost tempted to do a round robin parlay with all the overs.
Overs are hitting at an alarming rate.
Yep. And away teams are also out projecting the spread. I mean, it's not rocket science.
You know what I did call though is Brett Rippon hitting the cover 2 fade. He's great at it, dude.
Bro, there was that one throw I was just grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah.
I was like, Ryan described this exact play
throw
on the show.
That was probably a game-winning throw to Tim Patrick up the left sideline.
Because that one comes right after Deshaun Hamilton inconceivably misses what should have been a long bomb, and then it turns out to be 3rd and medium where I almost called him Driscoll. Rippin was money, 5 of 6 on 3rd and mediums, and that's what really won them the game. Kicking myself, I only took Darnold to throw an interception and not Rip. You just sold me on Rip being this veteran expert.
He melted down, but he brought himself out of it. That was the most impressive part of it for me. The most impressive part of the game is he throws 2 interceptions to damn near lose the Broncos the game.
Yep.
And then picks himself up and goes and leads a game-winning drive.
That was impressive. His 3rd down poise was impressive. The fact that he didn't get sacked once in that game, pretty darn impressive.
And again, how many times do we have to tell people that sacks aren't always about the offensive line? The Broncos' offensive line, I believe, has given up 2 sacks during Drew Lock and Brett Rippon snaps.
Wow, crazy.
And they've given up 9 in Jeff Driscoll snaps.
Which is like 7 quarters.
Yeah. Pretty rough. Okay. So, did you end up or down yesterday?
Slightly down.
Yeah,
slightly
same.
down. Yeah.
I think I was like 4 of 7, slightly down.
I mean, mind you, I was also all in on the Cards. I was also trying to win money on the Brewers, and Slam Diego really came back to bite me.
I know. You jinxed it on the show.
No, what I should have jinxed was the A's, but that came through on me.
Oh, okay.
This is 2 shows in a row I have jinxed what was a live game, and you said you're going to jinx it, they're going to lose it now, and I won instead. Just so you know, I'm not trying to be cocky here. This is a betting god strategy. I'm letting the betting gods know I'm not afraid. I'm confident. I believe, and that's how it came through. Other game that happened yesterday, we've only barely dug into this. My team, Milan, was in a Europa League qualifier. Goes to penalties. Their star players out for COVID. They were kind of beat down. Goes to penalties. After overtime, they go down, scoring the very last minute of overtime to force penalties. Penalties, no one can miss. It goes to 14 penalties.
Don't we have video of this?
And we have video because eventually, with all these penalties having to be shot, the goalies have to come into play. And this is where things got a little tricky because obviously we've got all the 10 starters. And now we've got the goalies going, and we're going to start from this, which is the penalty prior to the goalies going. Milan could have won it here. Save, but it goes in. That's the kind of insane. Then the goalie, the captain, and then the goalies were kicking
They're
field
laughing
goals.
at each other.
It was insane.
Post.
Then Milan misses one. They would have lost here. Post again. God. I mean, it was just absurd. Kept going. Finally win it that way.
Wow.
And I, in the car ride to come here to do bets, realized I never got I was working so much yesterday, I didn't have the game on. I actually forgot I do have a streaming service that does get me the game. And Henry has given me the password. But I forgot I had this.
The password king, dude.
I'm driving to see you to record yesterday's bets. Realize I never got a notification telling me how this game ended, which I assumed would be an easy win. I turn on live radio to realize they're like 10 penalties in each. I'm in the car. And I remember the streaming service. I'm trying to get my phone network on my iPad to stream this while I'm going off of like Wadsworth onto 6th Avenue during all
Jesus, dude.
And I listened to it on live radio and found out this. I was in traffic yelling like a madman in Italian. So it was pretty epic.
Can you give me like a sentence that you might have yelled?
Andiamo!
What does that mean? Score?
Let's go!
That's awesome.
I thought they were done.
Oh, I have a story. I'm sorry. We're going to get to our bets eventually.
Eventually.
You remember my buddy from earlier in the week who had the 4-leg parlay. 3 of them had hit.
Did he take the buyout?
We told him to take the buyout,
no.
right? You remember that?
Yeah, of course.
I was definitive
yeah.
in telling him to take the buyout. So he never responded to me saying no. Actually, he said thank you.
Ghosted.
No, he
said
said thank you. I needed you to talk me down. I was envisioning Brett Rippon leading a game-winning touchdown drive. And I was like, yeah, man, it might happen, but you can't.
Bro, I'm sweating right now.
So he doesn't
You've got
respond
me
to
on pins and needles.
Seconds after the game kicks off, he texts me. Decided to let it ride.
Yes, let's go.
It was Broncos minus 2.5.
Oh, man.
So Broncos up 2
sweating.
late in the game, and all they need to do is run out the clock. He texts me, I'm never sports betting again. Because not only... Okay. Now, he's never sports betting again. Broncos just need to run out the clock. I text him, bro, all you need is a missed tackle touchdown run from Melvin Gordon. Seconds. I am not kidding you. It must have been less than 10 seconds later.
Of course,
they snapped the ball, and Melvin Gordon takes it to the crib.
Can confirm I was there.
Yes.
Wow.
$1,000 parlay win.
This is incredible.
The stuff dreams are made of, honestly.
While we're at it, I have a $1,000 parlay that's live right now. 6-leg, 4 legs that hit today. Rare parlay where I didn't do same day.
You're 4 of 6.
I'm 4 of 6. The 4 that I needed today are in their W's.
What's the buyout?
No buyout
What?
because the other 2 are series wins. I've got the A's favored against the Houston Astros, and I've got the Tampa Bay Rays as slight dogs to the Yankees, though they've been the better team this year. I think I've got it, but I'm surprised no buyout yet.
Give the man a buyout.
Your move, DraftKings.
Yes, please. I can't go through 2 series waiting to find out if you hit this $1,000 parlay.
Yeah, I know, it's
Just
gonna
give
be
the man
tough.
his $300. Let's go.
It's gonna be tough.
Okay, let's talk about bets.
Let's.
Future bets, not past bets.
What kind of football would you like to start with?
I would like to start with college football this
Please do.
this evening. Now, the Campbell Fighting Camels, they screwed us over once before. So, you know what? I'm not going to mess with them.
Okay.
They're catching 34 points at Wake Forest. I don't want anything to do with it.
Okay.
Damn Camels.
Stay away.
When
All
that
right.
the last time was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yep.
You've got Louisiana Tech. They're going up against BYU. Now, BYU, notorious early season chokers.
It's true. They've looked good thus far, but they are notorious early season chokers. Speaking of which, really mad at Kershaw for not choking yesterday.
BYU wants to toss the rock. Louisiana
straight.
Tech.
Zach Wilson ain't no joke.
Yes.
That quarterback, yeah.
Louisiana Tech wants to run the rock. 24 points seems like a lot. Especially if Louisiana Tech gets that running game going, they are going to run clock. So I want the 24.
Okay, there you go. La Tech, we're starting it off. Plus 24. Alrighty.
That's my bet of the night. Mm-hmm. There's finals on tonight, aren't there?
Oh, because that's tonight.
Yes, that's 7 o'clock tonight.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given you Louisiana Tech. I wouldn't have given you a Louisiana Tech pick if they were playing on Saturday.
Okay, I guess I'm in on that.
All right, let's
I'm
go.
down.
Let's ride. You really like the college slate.
I love this college slate. The SEC being back has just fueled my soul. I needed it. I need to be locked in on Saturday and watching every game and thinking, oh, right, they've got this prospect and he's doing that. And thinking about coaching matchups and all that kind of stuff. So I'm all in on South Carolina, who's being underrated because Florida just looks so good against Ole Miss. It's the old Will Muschamp revenge game, though. And, they're getting 16.5, the Gamecocks. I don't think those Gators are going to be so... find it so easy to blow the Gamecocks out as they did Ole Miss. So that's where I start the slate with the plus 16.5 on South Carolina.
I like that. The only thing, I hate spreads that are a half point short of a common score.
I hear that.
Like if you give me 15.5, for some reason I would look at it better than 16.5. Like 16.5, I'm like, oh, they're going to win by 17. I'm screwed.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That is one where the half point scares you. But this also feels like one where Florida could go up by 14. We get to the fourth quarter. Maybe they bench the starters and South Carolina can cover.
Could be. Anything else you like out here on the college slate?
Yeah, absolutely. I really like BC plus 14.5 against North Carolina. I think North Carolina is the 12th ranked team in the country's being overrated. Last time we saw them, Sam Howell, their quarterback, who's seen as a highly touted prospect for the 2022 draft class, wasn't lights out. While Boston College, they're really good on the offensive line. They can run the rock. I think their offense is a little more diverse, and their defense is underrated. 14.5. South Carolina has no business. I've already won money this year on BC being a dog. I'm going to do that again this week. I like Kentucky -6. They're going against Ole Miss, who look like absolute hot garbage on defense.
Okay.
They're decent on offense. Kentucky, this isn't your dad's Kentucky team.
Okay.
This isn't a basketball school anymore. They've got some real dudes on offense, in the trenches. On defense, they've produced pro guys. I think they can win this by more than a touchdown. Also, shout out to our regular listener on the Broncos platforms, Kentucky UDFA. He's really turned me on to the Wildcats. My big upset of the Saturday slate, though, is Auburn winning straight up against the Georgia Bulldogs. You're getting that at plus 240. This is happening, folks. Auburn is the better team, and they're playing at Georgia. Big theme I noticed last week, seems a little easier to pull off an upset when you're the away team and there's not the daunting home field, those sacred places in college football. It's not as hard now to win at Georgia if you're Auburn. I just think Auburn is better. I don't understand the spread where they're 7.5-point favorites, especially with the way their offense looks since Jake Fromm and all the other talent they've lost.
Slow down for a sec. I've got something that might interest you. DraftKings Sportsbook. Our good friends.
Yes.
You've heard of them?
I'm well aware of their work. Yes.
They've got a little special for you on this game.
Lay it on me.
Bet $50 on the spread, which I wish you could just do it on the money line, and get $2 for every point your team scores. So how many points is Auburn catching?
7.5.
Okay, so you get Auburn plus 7.5. And for every point they score, you get a $2 free bet.
Wow.
So you need them to score 25 to guarantee your money back.
Oh. Thank you, DraftKings.
Yeah.
I really like the sound of that. Wow.
It's the only way you could get me to bet on the spread, because I'm a notorious money line hunter.
Money line guy, yeah, it's true. Before I get to the one that's really going to intrigue you, I also like Louisiana. Oh, no, I added that because you were talking about it. I like Virginia plus 28.5. They're against Clemson. That's just too many points. Virginia has proven they're very well coached on defense. They've made the ACC championship, I believe, 2 years in a row. 28.5, that's not how it's going to end in the fourth quarter. That's just too much. That's Clemson being overrated on name value. Also, Clemson is missing some of their better players with injuries, opt-outs. There's some guys being held out. Not explicitly said, but it seems there's some COVID cases there where guys are still recovering. So this isn't Clemson at 100%. So I like that plus 28.5 for the Cavaliers.
I forgot when you mentioned Kentucky and our guy Kentucky UDFA. Lynn Bowden, right? He was Kentucky.
Sure was.
He retweeted me today.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Oh, what'd you do?
I tweeted. I made the video of Jerry Jeudy dancing in the end zone with the funky music underneath him. Jerry Jeudy retweeted it, and then seconds later, they must be boys.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Aw.
It made me like Kentucky better.
You're taking your Twitter game to a new level where you're taking popular tweets and applying them out of context to Broncos stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which a great new shtick.
I mean,
after applying videos out of context, which was your thing, now you've gone with the tweets, and it's glorious stuff, man.
I have a whole system for this.
Oh. I mean, don't give away your secrets, please.
I would never.
I should
because
hope so.
Every time anyone knows why we're doing something or how we're doing something, they steal it from us.
That's right.
But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you noticed.
Betting advice here. Memphis, amazingly, this Memphis SMU game has moved all the way to being even. Look, I like SMU. This is going to be a high-scoring game. But Memphis has no business being even with these guys. They are the more superior talented. So if I'm getting this at even money, give me the Memphis money line at -120. And then my final college football pick, I've learned from the master. This is one that you've told me about, boy, dating more than a year back probably, is that you love to bet Alabama spreads, but you love the first half spreads.
I actually even like the first quarter spreads, and I can't take credit for this. This is called the Stevens special. This is the Zach Stevens.
Of course I love this this strategy. One of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Great.
Yes. The Stevens, that's just what it's called. It's called the Stevens.
The Stevens, as it should. It's got a nice ring to it.
Where is this damn Alabama game? There it is. All right, so Alabama.
First half.
Let's go game lines.
We can get them at 10.5.
So you're talking 10.5, minus 10.5 in the first half. That's free money.
Yep.
Here we go. Quarters. That's what I'm talking about. Minus 3.5 in the first quarter. See what I mean?
That's a head scratcher.
I lost something on Alabama last week, though. I think I actually had a first quarter Alabama bet that didn't hit because of some garbage. They scored on the first play of the second quarter, of course. Oh, no, the other team scored on the last play of the first quarter.
I would approve of either of those,
both.
Though they're onto us. Both, yeah. Though they're onto us a little with the quarters because that's minus 155. The half, Bama by 10.5, minus 120.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. Also, isn't it crazy, like, watching the SEC last week, it was like, oh, Mike Leach actually looks amazing with SEC talent running his same old offense. Jimbo Fisher's the other way. He's like the last of the dinosaurs. Like, he was a hot commodity and got paid $100 million by Texas A&M because he was the last dude to win a national championship running a true pro-style offense with Jameis and Florida State. But now it's like, who cares that you were the last dude to run a pro-style offense? That makes you less appealing, not more.
Right.
So it's crazy. They're still paying this bill for $100 million, and it's kind of outdated what they're paying for now.
Oh, completely. Also, just never pay a coach that much.
Even in college football?
I mean, if you're talking like Nick Saban.
The Buffs pay Nick Saban $100 million?
The Buffs should honestly give 75% of the ownership of the university to Nick Saban.
Oh, geez, that sounds like a good deal for the Buffs. I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
he gets 75% of all tuition dollars.
True. The Pac-12 should probably chip into that for how much he would raise their notoriety and revenues as well.
Can you imagine Saban in the black and gold on the sideline?
That would legit be amazing.
Oh, man.
And
Poor
then
Buffs.
Then the Rams 2 years later hire Urban Meyer. They're like, oh, we can't be out of this arms race. Make Colorado college football great again, damn it. All right.
Okay, before we move on to the NFL picks, our favorite NFL picks, we actually went over the whole slate on, was it Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Trend Tuesday?
We guessed the lines and everything.
Yeah, I'll guess the lines, right. And so if you want to hear many thoughts on the entire NFL slate, go listen to the Tuesday show. It's completely not outdated.
Yeah, that's
evergreen is what I'm looking for until Sunday.
Nailed it.
Not exactly ever, but whatever. First, a shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. You can sign up now and use the code DNVR. Maybe producer Carol will show the people what they can do. Use the code DNVR at sign up. Get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. And it's truly the ultimate sports-enhancing experience. I can't say enough about how much more fun it is to watch sports. Like, the Heat and Lakers are playing in the finals. You don't give one single damn about this.
Yep, a rat's behind.
But, I mean, obviously you want the Heat to win, but you will have so much more fun watching these games if you have a little skin in the game. You don't care about Louisiana Tech and BYU tonight. But how about the contrast between Louisiana and Utah? Are there two states more different across the entire United States than Louisiana?
Well,
and
you
Utah?
ain't kidding, yeah.
I'm Team Louisiana, let me just say.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you bet on Louisiana Tech plus 24, you now have interest in a game that otherwise would be entirely uninteresting.
That's true.
So, head over to DraftKings Sportsbook, use that code DNVR, Get your sign-up bonus up to $1,000. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match. Each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough, and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. NFL time.
Great thing.
You got a favorite pick of the week for me?
I mean, I've been saying all week, if you're a new DraftKings user, there are two like automatic games you want to put your dollar on, and it's the Seahawks at the Miami Dolphins, and the other one is the Rams, who are taking on the Giants, who are having to fly all the way to LA. Those are automatic if you get that kind of deal and you just need an automatic W, or even, the pools that people love to do, the NFL pools. Those are two great picks right off the bat.
Am I wrong in saying if you're going to call Seahawks money line a guarantee, you love Seahawks -6?
I guessed it would be 13.5 when we guessed the lines, man.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. I mean, the numbers corroborate it, but come on.
We're talking about the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, dude. And as soon as they go up double digits, then you're forcing Fitzmagic to have to try and do some Fitzmagic, and he's going to make some stupid plays and fall right into some turnovers, and then the gap just expands exponentially, So, yeah, that seems like a smart bet to me.
I kind of like Charger. What's up with Joey Bosa?
That is a key, because especially with Ingram out, Joey needs to be healthy.
Yeah.
We need him to take down Brady, but that Chargers defense has been really good, and that's where it's really, they're really tempting.
They should have said
Also
today.
dealing with an ankle.
Ingram and no Chris Harris, though.
I just need to know Joey
no
Bosa. If they
Ingram.
have Joey Bosa, they get pressure with 4. If they don't, they should have announced today
Yeah.
what his status was for the game.
I was dumb to Google instead of going to Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter always better.
Yes.
Anyways, if Joey Bosa's playing, I like Chargers +7.
I do too. I might even like that if Joey isn't.
They'll have Joey Bosa on the field this Sunday, according to Locked On Bucks. So I like +7.
I'm with it. I am with it.
Look what they did to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Obviously, they did have. Did they have Melvin Ingram for that game? I think they did. And they definitely had Chris Harris Jr.
He got injured through that. Yeah, Chris Harris might have been more of a deterrent than a help. But, Joe Burrow, who's looked great so far, they really held him to low scoring. And the Bucks, to me, I'm very unconvinced. All they've done is get blown out by the Saints, beat the Panthers, and beat the Broncos with Jeff Driscoll. Big whoop.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. 7 points. That's a low scoring. Maybe you just take the under because you think, okay, if the Chargers are going to be in this game.
Chargers have been the one team where I would trust an under. Everyone else, I'm firmly off the under. But yes, you're right.
Okay. Other picks that we like. I love Cardinals -3.5 going up against the Panthers. Is this an overreaction line? We're overreacting to the Cardinals losing to the Lions. Lions aren't bad.
Yeah, is it an overreaction or it's more like we don't quite know what to do with the Panthers?
Okay. Either way, I'll take the money.
I will too, though.
Yep.
I mean, I don't trust the Panthers one bit. They're a team I've been enjoying fading early. We talked about the Seahawks. Look, they haven't been very profitable for me so far, but I do like the Cowboys -4.5 hosting the Cleveland Browns.
I like that too.
Can they stop the run? Are they smart enough to stop the run, force Baker to have to drop back, because then everything's going to open up?
Maybe my favorite line of the week. In the same way that you always take Patrick Mahomes as an underdog, you always fade the Cincinnati Bengals as a favorite.
It's kind of smart.
You're getting +125 on Minshew and the Jags going up against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if I lose this. I'll know that I picked the right side no matter what happens.
Yeah, no, totally. +2.5, right? It's great.
Just +125 money line.
Oh, money. That works too. Yeah, I approve either one. That's the one where I'm locked in on the Jags. I really like the Bears taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Look, I've been fading the Colts a lot. Hasn't always worked out. I think this is a great matchup where the Bears actually can beat the Colts.
Fair enough. And then Sunday nighter. You're giving the Eagles, and I realize how bad they've been so far. You're giving them 7 points against the San Francisco 49ers practice squad.
Nick Mullins, San Francisco 49ers. Look, I could understand -3. I could understand -3.5. I could understand as high up as -4.5. But much like the Buccaneers, these injured 49ers are getting incredibly overrated because, they took care of business. Yeah, against who? The New York teams? The 2 worst teams in the entire NFL?
Yeah.
Come on. And the Eagles, backs against the wall. There's still a lot of, high-end talent that made up that core that won the Super Bowl. I know that's part of the problem is they're still, reading their old press clippings.
Yeah.
But no, come on. I'm not going to be bullish and say, take the Eagles money line, which is probably
265.
pretty darn juicy, and I'll be sprinkling. Actually, I'll certainly be sprinkling. It comes Sunday night. That's time to celebrate my winnings, or it's time to make up.
Get back in the game.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that spread is too generous, far too generous.
Yeah, so I like the 7, and then I like the money line just as a sprinkle.
Absolutely.
1-2-1 feels really good if you're the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
I think they can taste that.
Yeah. Another one I like, and maybe this is an overreaction, but I don't think Buffalo should just be favored by 3.5 against the Raiders.
Yeah, the problem is the Raiders always do this thing where they don't beat real good teams, but they beat the teams that shouldn't be that good that are playing really good that year.
Or they can play them close at the very least.
Right, they're just the team that everyone's high on whoever, and they run into the Raiders pull off the upside. But when they run into the Patriots,
right,
they get their clocks cleaned. That's the only thing that scares me about them. They seem to beat teams that don't have established winning culture, but happen to be good that year.
Right. The Raiders are very much if their right hand is working right, if their first move is working, they're going to be in it. They're going to be tough. If you can stop their first move, their secondary moves are easy to beat. And that's why, look, it's just 3.5. That's why I'm willing to go in on the Buffs. I would be intrigued by the Packers, but man, the Falcons have just kept all these games close. And also that's Monday night, so we're not talking about that on this episode. I caught myself.
Take it back.
I do.
All right, before we get out of here, NBA Finals tonight, 7:10 p.m. You probably should just be watching Louisiana Tech cover the 24 at BYU.
Yeah, for real. Or Cardinals Padres.
I like Duncan Robinson bets tonight. He was atrocious in game 1.
So bad.
I don't think he made I think he had a 0 burger.
Yes, he did. And they really attacked the Miami shooters on defense.
He's not going to miss that many tonight. Just won't.
So you're taking 3-pointers?
So I think I want the 12.5. The reason being,
so much better than 3-pointers.
Well, the odds are much better.
Yeah.
-110 versus -177. Here's what I think. They are blitzing the shooters.
Yeah.
Just give them a pump fake and go to the hole. I know it's not your trade, but the reason I'm saying that, I don't expect him to do it all game. I just want him to do it once or twice, get 2 layups out of it, and then hit 3 threes after that.
That'd be nice.
Make them hesitate a little bit when they're running out there to you. He's not going to go cold 2 games in a row. He just doesn't do it. Do you know what the LeBron triple-double line is? Do you realize how absurd you have to be to have your triple-double set at plus 187?
Jeez. And the concern is they blow him out. The concern is Miami played him closest game 1. And now with all the injuries, a little lack of confidence, starts to get to him. I do like my guy, Tyler Hero, over 2.5 threes. At -110, I think that's juicier than the 18.5, which just feels like a sucker's bet.
Hero might have actually led the game in scoring if he didn't step out of bounds on that one.
Yeah, totally.
He was about to go nuclear.
He absolutely was. The other problem is they were attacking him so much on defense. Like, I'm almost surprised they kept him out there as long as they did.
Yeah.
Like, weaker coaches might have bailed quicker,
Absolutely.
Well.
Okay. Well, a lot of action to be had on the table this weekend. It's just one of those things. You got to spend money to make money.
Damn straight.
We're gonna be laying out some bets. Will you text me in the morning? Just tell me what we're getting on.
I will.
All right, we can exchange some ideas. Because I have this problem where we do the show.
Yep.
And then I just forget.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the people feel the same way. Maybe you can text each and every one of our listeners personally.
Oh yeah, no problem at all.
Just copy and paste what you send me.
Oh yeah, easy breezy.
All right. Everyone have a great weekend. Win some money. I want to hear some stories.
Absolutely.
On Monday, I want to hear some stories about how someone hit a 5-gamer. Someone had, an all-overs round robin that hit like 7 and 9. Just give me something. Let's swing for the fences this weekend.
You're speaking it into existence. I love it.
All right. See you guys on Monday. Thanks for tuning in all week.